My studio project emphasizes on creating a new school typology that based on play by the design process from playground to a vertical playground and finally the playground school. These days, with smartphones, flexible work options, cloud storage, and our increasingly mobility, it seems that work has invaded every aspect of our lives. What are we missing, may think, is the space to play. The urge of play, of course, begins with children. So, we took play as a response to the invasion of work. For children, play is serious. It is how children recognize the world. It is how children discover and learn. Therefore, talking about how to design play, it is more about how to design a world for children that they could both experience and be actively engaged in changing. Design for children has always been a multifaceted problem. You must re-imagine children's behavior from an adult perspective. At the same time, it is difficult to determine what children likes. Each people have different experiences. Different childhood, you cannot use the definition of good or bad for children. This makes it hard to give an exact definition of what we are going to design for children. Children always has a different understanding of the world. They can take chairs as their horses and take their dolls as their children. They have their own rules, and that is where their creativity lies in. Take the slider for example. For adults, the slider is to let the children slide down from above, while children will focus on the slope on the side of a slider and thinking it as a mountain for them to climb. Children are not taking the usual path. You can see them jumping even on a flat ground. Therefore, for the playground, children would prefer something with more freedom instead of some furniture. They enjoy creating by themselves, and that's why Lego toys is more popular among children. For the school, I think architecture or school or design is a too much a serious topic for children. So instead of an architecture, it is more like a large-scale toy for children. That is why I started with using one single element to create a playground. I have 3 strategies of different scales, which have different means of organization. The first one is like a site plan. It randomly divided the area. The second one is the scale of a single playground. It is more like an organized park. No exact definition of which each block is because I think you can let the children to decide what it is. The third one is like a furniture, because the field research on the playground left me a deep impression of the soft material in the playground, so I want to see the possibilities of this element. I called it a noodle park. And then came the specific definition about what the noodles would be like in the playground. It is a processing to translate the strips to the playing behaviors. The strips vary in width and length that creates different parts of the park within one circulation. By that, I am not defining which way the children should go. It is just a way to organize the park freely. The last section is about how to design a vertical playground school for children. Generally, school is the place for education, and play can be only a small part of it. But as far as I'm concerned, more freedom should be provided by the school or for children to discover the world through play. Therefore, the playground school should be like an in-between of play and education. By using the strips as the only elements, lots of play activities can be attached to the elements. It brings lots of different spatial experiences at the same time, but not for the adult. It is an in-between of education and play. With stairs, it can be classroom, storytelling, sleeping, could be desks, and could be chairs. With nets, sliders, and running tracks, it can be excellent spaces for children to play. What's more, with the in-between of play and education, the school is no longer an architecture. It is more like a world, a big toy for children. The best design for children is undesign, and the best architecture for children is unarchitecture. It should be an open design principle. The designer should not deliberately imagine children from a designer's perspective. They are supposed to use more free combined forms to provide children with a more creative space. This is why the vertical playground school makes sense.